Alright, as you can see, we're back in the States. Back home. Southern California, nice and, you know, if you're from here. What are we going to talk about?
How we're rating Indonesia. What our takes on and how much everything kind of costs. All the expenses that we had to do.
Maybe we should just restart this one.
Why?
I don't know, I feel like we're kind of starting off weird.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Devin.
Hi!
What's up, YouTube? For real though, we're back in the States, unfortunately. Just kidding. It's Veterans Day. Shout out to all the veterans.
It's not Veterans Day.
Tomorrow's Veterans Day. No, today's something. It's a Marine's birthday. Isn't that today? Isn't that what it's called? Marine Day?
No.
Yeah, it's the Marines something today, isn't it?
What is today, Dev?
The 10th. November. Yeah, today's yeah, it's the Marines' birthday. Look it up. We're gonna look it up. I'm gonna be wrong or right. We'll cut to it.
What is civic pride?
I don't know. Is it the Marine Day or not?
No, it's national. If you want, November 10th is supposed to be a National Civic Pride Day.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Marine birthday. What's it say? It is, right?
Why wouldn't it just tell me?
It was. So I was right.
What the fuck is a civic birthday?
I don't know. I just could have swore it was like around Veterans Day or whatever. Shout out military. Got a list here because if you watched the last video, I said probably 122 times, as you can see right here. So, self-evaluation, I am going to try not to do that. I was just kidding. But for real, it was really annoying. So if anyone watched it and you were annoyed, just know I was annoyed. Recap Indonesia. We're going to go over prices, apps that we use to get around. He didn't catch that one. I did it on purpose. We're going to go over it all. So let's get into it. Initially, our airfare to Indonesia was about 160 bucks each. But we kind of had to like wait a little bit because of some work stuff with Kenny. So we ended up getting our ticket kind of last minute-ish. What was it, like 2-3 days before?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days before the initial day that we were supposed to leave.
Yeah. So we ended up paying about $300 each. That's one way each. So about 600 bucks. I normally do one-way tickets when I fly just because you never know what's going to happen, if you need to come home or if my kids need me or anything like that. And as you guys saw in the series, it ended up working out in our favor because I did get sick and it was time to head home. So that was the one way. Apps that I normally use is Expedia, of course. I think that's a pretty generic one that everyone uses. It's just easy and you get points, things like that. But some other ones that I picked up over the time of like traveling specifically through like Southeast Asia was like One2Go. It's a big one. I've used that actually a lot, and it's got some pretty competitive prices, super cheap. Skyscanner.
But now the major one that we used, that we found out from an external source, you know who you are, contacted him, and he is from Indonesia, and he was telling us all about Gojek. Gojek is the top rated, well, that's primarily what they use for taxi service for an app.
Yeah, for like the cars and things like that. For sure, Gojek was it. And we're gonna note we're not sponsored. There's no anything affiliation with any of the apps that we're telling you. Just disclaimers. It's just what we've used, what I've used over the years. Gojek was a new one. I normally use Grab when I'm in Southeast Asia, but Gojek seemed to work a lot better. The ones that, it just said on on accident again.
Dude, I know. You've
Why
said
do
it
I-
a couple times.
It's
but
because we
okay.
talk off the head, you know?
No,
so
you just talk, and then if you got something else to say, just pause.
It's annoying. 1-2-Go, Expedia, Skyscanner, those all have buses, trains, and planes. Gojek, Grab, apps like that, those are just for like cars, mopeds, things like that.
Yes.
We're gonna go over how much we spent specifically on just Gojek and things like that. So as far as like taxis, mopeds, little things like that, just grabbing a quick ride because we're sweating our balls and we don't want to walk down the street, it's kind of hard to add all those up. We went through like our statements on 2 different cards that we both use, and it was a lot. So I think we averaged it
Around $100 to $200, which would be on the high end if you want to say 200.
yeah. And that was for like in total that we both spent over 2 weeks. I think it's more around like $100-$150. So we're at $200 right now, plus the $300 to get there. So we'll add it all up.
But there was other transportation services we spent on, like renting a Jeep for the day, as you saw in episode 2. That alone cost $175. Our
Which
first
was
class,
epic though.
yes,
Epic.
of
You
course.
guys saw that. If not, here's a little clip.
First class train ride, the bullet train that you saw in episode 1, that cost around $65 for just the 2 of us
So worth it.
for a 10-minute train ride.
Wafer, not water.
Wafer.
Water, caramel, crispy chocolate.
Water, it's wafer.
So adding all the extra transportation and fees, etc., we're at $600. That's including $137 for a plane ride to Bali from Surabaya,
Surabaya.
$15 for an overnight van, and then $20 for the sleep bus, the Harry Potter transportation bus.
So that one was kind of hard for us. So we were trying to break it down into like transportation and accommodation, but we're nomad dads. So there was times where there was nights where we didn't necessarily rent somewhere to sleep. We just stayed in an overnight bus. So I kind of considered that transportation. So I put that in there, and just know like certain things like private Jeep, $175. If that doesn't fit in your budget, it's not something you have to do. You know, you don't have to do that. Or when we flew from Surabaya to Bali, I'm sure you might be able to find a cheaper price. But as we stated in the video, there was a holiday and stuff that weekend, and things were kind of crazy, and that was the cheapest flight. That was for both of us, though. So take that into consideration. If you're a solo traveler, it would be half that price.
Food is the one thing that depends on the type of traveler that you are. Me and Devin are basically run on nothing.
Caffeine?
Caffeine is essential. Nicotine,
No.
protein.
No. No nicotine for me. Maybe a little lip pillow here and there.
Well, but I feel like we are pretty good at balancing between nice meals like and eating things like this. I don't know what these are, but
And as you can see, both of those, bomb. Just kind of depends on the day. You know, when we had this one, the steak and all that, we had a really long day. Long 2 days, and we just wanted to sit and eat enough meat that was equivalent to eating a baby. The ramen and Tasei and the dumplings, like that was amazing, and it was like $2.
when did we eat the meat after? What was that after?
That was after we went back to back when we did the waterfall and the volcano. That night we went to that, what was the name of that restaurant? I'll find out the restaurant name and I'll put it in with a picture. It was amazing. And everyone stared at us because the meal that we ordered, that picture we just showed you, was supposed to feed 4 people, and we destroyed it.
But in total, going through all of our statements, it seems like we only paid $363.47.
For 2 people.
2 people. You go to one restaurant
Yeah,
in
you
LA
can't
or
touch that.
San Diego, you're paying that easily
that.
with 2 to 3 people.
That steak dinner alone was probably my half of that $300 and something
Facts.
if we were to go somewhere around here.
California, Indonesia. So, next on the list is hostels. So between staying in $7 hostels, nice hostels, overnight buses, sleeping in airports, to balance cost and time, we spent around $260.
Which I was surprised.
Yes.
Because we did stay in the private villa, but that was hosted for a little bit of our time in service, which you guys saw. Shout out to them. Romeo and Juliet Suites, sick. But we did stay in a couple nice hotels on some of the rough days, but I think when we went through it all right now a little while ago, I think it was like $50 was like one of them, and I mean that's 25 each, remember? So you breaking it down like that. So accommodation was not bad. But if you're not someone who likes to, you know, get down like that and sleep in buses and sleeping on the floor, like this picture of me sick on the airport floor, then I mean, I would say that you would find about $50 to $100. Let's just shoot it up, 50 to 100 in your budget if you're making a trip and you do want to stay in like a hotel or something, which is still crazy cheap because they were super nice. Like you saw in the series, like really, really nice. Now some extra costs that kind of optional. Let's take a step back and let's go back here to Black Sands Brewery, Bali. No shade to them, but we had just gotten to Bali and we wanted to go stay somewhere nice. We talked with the owner of the hostel, Romeo and Juliet Suites. He was like, hey, if you guys want, tacos, we're all about tacos. It was Taco Tuesday, Margarita. No, it was Margarita Monday. That's what it was, Margarita Monday. And me and Kenny don't really drink. Like, we're like a social drinker. Like, I think we had, it was like buy one, get one. And that's what we had. So we went to this really recommendable place, sat down. I ordered a couple tacos. Kenny got tacos, and I ordered ceviche. Ceviche, man, it's bomb. Like,
no, it's not.
Okay, Kenny doesn't like raw fish, but I ordered it I ordered it without telling him. Made him try it. He took a bite, and that was the only thing that I ate all of it. Because we share it, basically everything. Like anything I'm eating, he's eating, and he didn't get sick, but I got sick. So I'm like 90% sure it was a ceviche that got me. And I don't think it was actually the food quality, because a lot of food, like in Bali and stuff, so I don't want to talk bad at all. All the food was amazing. I think it was, because it's raw, they washed it maybe in the water, and I got some sort of Bali belly, which is a thing. You could Google it. Everyone knows, like, people get Bali belly. It happens from like the water. Did avoid like ice if we could, and we had no issues. But I think the Bali belly turned into more as you saw, like eventually it got really bad. My blood pressure shot up and I got really sick. I got an actual infection in my stomach and we had to cut our trip pretty short. I mean, we were kind of planning on coming home around that time anyways. It really did put a damper on things. But shout out to Kenny, took care of me pretty well there. Except when he got irritated with me because he didn't want me to go see the love statues in Bali. But
no, because he's over here dying in the middle of the morning, holding his stomach, complaining. Funny
part, I don't really drink soda. Neither one of us do. We just water.
Oh my god.
And for some reason, I had like fever, and we were going on the scuba, or the snorkeling, and all I wanted was a Coke. So I went and pounded.
Like 4.
No, it was 2. I drank 2 Cokes and like this chocolate croissant thingy, right? Get to the medicine man, and he tells me the first thing he says is no soda or carbonation or anything.
No
so I totally screwed myself, but I made it, as you guys saw. So getting to that was a tangent. The doctor visit cost me $200 out of my pocket, but I was given a receipt creditable to take to my healthcare when I got home to get paid back on that. But I did have to out pocket $200, so I would say our advice would to always have some sort of cushion to take care of yourself.
Just have somebody in the medical field that comes along with you, which I'll be learning soon.
Another external non-essential price thing that we spent money on was souvenirs. We spent about $100 roughly. Like I bought some different things, he bought some things, so we just put it at about $100. It might be a little less, maybe a little more, but I'd say it's about that. Another expense was the snorkeling. That was a private tour because we wanted to be able to record. I was not feeling well, so we wanted to kind of just be alone, more intimate. Just kidding. That was $115. So I don't know if you've been keeping up. Grand total for everything. I'm not including our flight home yet. My wife didn't think I should do it this way, but in my head, it just works better to do it this way, and I'll explain. We are at $2,389.36 in total for 2 people. It's not bad, guys. Like, I mean, someone might say it is, and to them, I mean, I get it. But if it's a priority, we've been saving, putting things aside. We're just average Joes to make it work. The reason I didn't put the return ticket, which the return ticket was $400, so if you want to add that in there, you're at $2,789. But we ended up flying to Japan just to kind of get out of there. Kenny had never been. It was an opportunity. I needed to just rest a little bit more before I came home. So we ended up in Tokyo for 2-3 days. So that kind of altered our flights. So for me, I just didn't really want to put it in the grand total, but my wife said it's still coming home. So you guys figure it out. Me or your wife, whatever you guys think. We didn't want the video to drag on too much. Some of this stuff kind of gets boring. I just said again.
This dude sucks. Somebody get this.
The number one question that I was asked was, would I go back after getting sick and it ruining, air quote, our trip? I don't think it ruined our trip at all.
No.
We pushed through, we did everything, and I've eaten some really, really nasty, sketchy stuff in some sketchier, dirtier places and been totally, I think it's just one of those things that happens food poisoning, Bali belly, whatever you want to name it, not discouraging me. I have intentions on going back to Bali, maybe next year, the year after, with my wife and my kids and my family. So I am not at all anything against Bali and the people. They were awesome. It was just one of those things, luck of the draw, straight up. Highly recommend.
Happens, dude.
It does. Like,
it couldn't happen to me, but it could happen to him. Built different.
I'm old.
One of the big questions that I get asked: how the hell do you travel around as a 6'7" man?
Why are you pointing at them? You're like,
Pointing at
Avada like, look, your fingers so long. It's like a freaking wand.
I'm no Eddie Hall, okay? I'm not thick. Okay? I'm not thick like that.
No, you're not like the beast.
No.
He is all that is man.
I could.
If you guys don't know who that is, he's right here.
I'll destroy that man.
No.
Anything.
Oh.
But obviously it does come with certain challenges, but nothing out of the ordinary and no difference. You take a plane ride, it's the same. Unless you're first class or upgraded, you're not getting extra room. So you can go from Indonesia to Japan or from America to Indonesia. It does not matter. That stays the same. Car traveling, it's just like back in the States. Cars don't get smaller just because it's a different country. They're the same goddamn size. Just depends on the car. If it's a 4-door, cool. I'm fitting in it, hopefully.
Yeah, I make fun of him even when we just go anywhere. But when we do go on like family vacations and stuff like that, we do upgrade. We have extra leg room and stuff for Kenny. Our last trip, we flew out to see our sister in Vegas. We upgraded his seat, and then me and my daughter sat behind him. So we do that. But with this series, we're just trying to show like the average Joe. Like, I'm a bigger guy, he's a taller guy. We're normal people, and we did budget pretty well. I mean, think about it. 2 people, under $3,000, Bali. Like,
but would you go again?
100%. Like I was already saying, like I would go back with my family. There's a few things I would do different places of Bali that I'd like to see, maybe a little more water. I didn't get to scuba dive because we had flights, and you have to have certain hours in between that. If you're a scuba diver, you know what I'm talking about. We have to give it a rating. So what are we going to rate it? Places we've been. This is like going to be part of our series. We always rate it 1 out of 10. Well, we're going to take all 3 of those in consideration. So price, taking into consider transportation, the people, all that. I'm gonna give
transportation. I'm gonna give that a solid 8.
Yeah,
8
transportation was. I've never had bad issues with transportation in Southeast Asia though. Anywhere I've been.
Yeah, I can't put it as a 10. Like, it's not the. I guess you could put it as a 10 for me, just because it's the only country.
You're not really basing it off much more, huh?
I can't base it off of different countries besides Japan. It's literally another Asian country.
So instead of rating it like this, let's just say, would you go?
I would.
Yes. So yes, we both say yes, we would go.
Taxi service?
For sure.
Amazing.
Would you take family? Because this is supposed to be a family show. Would you take your family?
Yes.
Straight up, yes. Never felt in danger, not once, no issues at all. So yes. Food, I would say the food was good.
I'm perfect, so hell yeah.
I'm not gonna knock it. Hey, I had ceviche and it, tore me up. But besides that, I would say food, epic. So yeah, Nomad Dads, Indonesia, it's where it's at. We met some cool people that we're still in contact with now, WhatsApps, things like that. And it's always cool when you make friends that you can go visit back in these other countries. Me and my daughter just went to Australia. We visited someone there that I know. I have some friends from the UK that are coming out to stay with us for Christmas.
Facts.
So traveling like this, and you just meet people, and that's what it's all about, So that being said, I think we are going to wrap up, I would say.
Yeah.
We're leaving in a week for another. We're going to do a short series. We're doing like a weekend getaway thing to kind of show you guys the stateside. We have a lot of, I don't want to say fans. That sounds dumb. Friends and people who are in other countries who would love to come to the States. As much as we don't like traveling in the States that much, we want to show them that there is some beauty here that you can go see on foot, train, car, whatever.
Just prepare to take out a loan if you're from a different country.
Yeah.
Or if you're just filthy ass rich and come to America and spend as much money as you want.
Which we're not. We're just married dads trying to make it work.
Nope.
Not married dads like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You guys have really been showing us a lot of love. We are paying attention. We see you, who is following us and supporting us. But I think you guys are going to enjoy our short series. We haven't named it yet. It's going to be... I don't know. I don't want to give too much away. But it's going to be a short series. Maybe just a couple episodes. Oh, you're giving away too much. We're gonna put in a couple... You're going to meet a couple more of our family members in this one. We've talked about, in our bio, you can see we're big on family and things like that. So the more and more this series goes on, you will meet some more characters. And we're really excited. I'm more excited than him, like always.
Bye.